Now, what about the evacuations on the Altadena side? We heard that some people didn't get the notice.
No, the fire started right a little bit after 6:30 in the evening on the east end of Altadena, Eaton Canyon, and then everything was blown west. But there was mysteriously no order to evacuate, and 17 people ended up dying. At least the number might go up. And all of them were centered around Lake Avenue and west of Lake Avenue. So if the fire was 2 or 3 miles to the east and it's going that way, why on earth did they wait 6 hours to 2 in the morning before they started door knocking and using the bullhorns or the PA system? That's too late, especially when you have senior citizens in nursing homes. There was a lot of tragedies there, people that died that didn't need to. But kudos to 2 Pasadena bus drivers from their municipal bus line. They commandeered their buses, they went into the fire zone.
On their own, without
On their own, and they got people, loaded them up, wheelchairs and all, or screw the wheelchair, get on the bus, and they drove through the fire to safety. And God bless them. See, that type of thing, you admire it, but at the same time, was it necessary? Could it have been avoided? Yes.
So it seems like everybody probably got surprised by the magnitude of the fires. Do you think realistically there could have been a much better response?
I think the fire was going to happen. Remember, 2 years of rain, 8 months of no rain, record heat, and then a 100-mile wind. If a fire started, it was going to be big and it was going to be devastating. I don't think that you can change that equation much. But had the city and the county prepared for it, they could have minimized the size of the destruction, and there shouldn't have been a single life lost. One guy was found dead with a hose in his hand, trying to keep his house, from burning up. And that shouldn't be. I mean, the order of the day when you're in a warning or you evacuate, take everything that starts with a P: people, pets, prescriptions, important papers, photographs, things that you can't replace. Everything else you can replace. You can replace the house. You can replace your clothes, your furniture, your appliances, all that. Who cares? It's that stuff that you can't replace. Have it packed, have it ready to go, and it looks like it's coming. Go. Don't wait for it's too late and the embers are flying, because by that point, you're part of the problem.
Now, in a situation like this, so what should have been happening? You don't think that command center was there? And
the decision makers at the top didn't activate the command center in a timely manner. The Department Operations Center, I don't think they opened it up and had it up and running until late Monday into Tuesday then. But that should have happened like Friday, Friday or Saturday at the latest. And they should have had everything mapped out what they were going to do. And they should have had a plan for evacuating. They should have been able to identify everyone in need of evacuation. Because some of these nursing homes, the senior citizen assisted living facilities, they were tucked in the foothills up in Altadena, and they burned to the ground. That should have been known ahead of time, how many of these type of places are and what is the resource we have to evacuate them in the case we have to. That discussion never occurred. They had to figure it out on the fly as it happened. It's kind of like in Katrina. Remember the big Hurricane Katrina? I think it was 2005. They had a bunch of people that were abandoned in assisted living facilities, and the bus drivers ran away northbound on the freeway out of New Orleans, and the buses stayed behind, and the people ended up dying in the nursing homes. And the people were supposed to drive them away, just abandon them there. That was foreseeable, because hurricane doesn't show up one day. You track it, you know it. You know who your vulnerable populations are. You got to have a plan. How do we move people that can be impacted? Well, there's other things these are policy decisions, and economics is driving it, because we keep expanding the urban footprint of LA County. We push deeper and deeper into the wildlands. So the interface between the wildlands and suburbia it keeps getting more and more precarious because the areas that they're building into, all these canyon residents and all these very steep terrain and all that, prone to fire, prone to burn, prone to mudslides in the wintertime. All these things happen at once, and not at once, but they're predictable. And the more we build into that area, we're increasing the risk. And we're not mitigating that risk. So now that Palisades doesn't exist anymore, for example, most of Altadena is gone, or at least half of it. Do we rebuild? Do we repeat the same mistake? Or do we have to tighten the building codes, for example? Like, are there people still with wood shingled roofs somewhere? Heaven forbid. I bet you there probably were. 'Cause I've been through Altadena. I've seen a lot of the homes. There are a lot of wood homes there. Everything is wood. And that's just a source of fuel. In fact, this fire was the first one that showed that a suburban residential tract can be a source of fuel. It's always thought that the source of fuel ended where the brush ended in the woods. No, now it's actually
So
the houses
homes
themselves
can
become a
if they're
source
not
of fuel.
fireproof,
They're unproof. They're going to set everything on fire, and it's a domino effect going down. And it's the actual houses. And that's kind of a new development.